Everyone, I am Sneha, co-founder of Web3 Compass, and welcome to Build with Stylus, a developer-focused series to help students and builders start building on Arbitrum using languages that they already know with the help of Stylus. Stylus lets you write smart contracts in familiar languages like Rust, C++, Go, and more, making it super easy, faster, and more efficient to bring your ideas on chain. Each episode in this series is hands-on and practical, while we guide you step by step from setup to deployment to help you launch the first dApp using Stylus. This series is brought to you by Namaste Arbitrum, a young initiative growing the builder Arbitrum ecosystem in India through education, content, and real-world projects, with Web3 Compass is technical partners. And for Web3 Compass, you can head to our website, you can go to our YouTube channel. We're just a platform for builders, by builders, teaching everything about Web3 and AI with the help of curated campaigns. So you will see a lot more of us. Let's get started. We have had enough theory. We have talked about why Stylus is such a game changer, how it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for builders, and a new era of smart contract development in Rust, C, and even Go. But now it's actually time to do it. So if you have been nodding along thinking, okay, cool, but how do I get started? Enough of theory. You are in the right place. Let's roll up our sleeves, walk through how to set up Stylus, whether you are a Rust wizard, a C++ veteran, or a Go developer curious about going on chain. We're going to do a very detailed dev environment setup. You need to have Rust, Docker, Foundry. We'll do the installations, run Nitro Devnode, which is a local Arbitrum chain for testing, install Cargo Stylus, which is CLI for building, checking, and deploying, and create and deploy Cargo Stylus, and again, check and deploy. Now, we would also provide you a detailed instruction setup, which will be in the video description, so you can check it out. If you don't follow along, some of the installation might already be there on my system. It's actually there because I've run it before. So you can just follow the steps along, and yeah, let's get to building, guys. So we will not go with the setup installation because it might take a lot of time. I'll just show you certain commands, like for example, to, check the Cargo version. We have Cargo 1.8.7, Rust up version. Yeah. So Rust up is 1.2.7.1, and then we can also check Rust C version. Okay, great. So we have these things installed. Now we would also need a Docker. So you have to download a Docker. We also would need Foundry. So let me check. I should have it. Okay, no, it's installing. Yeah, so that's how it's gonna look like. And for IDEs, we would recommend having VS Code. Again, a lot of Rust development would happen. So Rust Analyzer is a great extension, smart completion, any diagnostics, error lens, which highlights errors in line. And these, we'll provide you the details. Okay, and now we will just go to the terminal. So we will just go create a directory here. Namaste Arbitrum. Yay, let's go. And then we will use this repo. We'll clone it. Okay. And then we will do cd Nitro Devnode. So we'll get into the current directory and we will do run dev node.sh. Yeah. So it says starting Nitro Dev node, Docker cannot connect to the Docker daemon. Yeah. Sorry. We did not start Docker. So we'll just go to Docker. So Docker is up and running. Sorry. I might have fumbled a little in between because Docker started and then terminal's running. So my device stopped working. But anyway, we should be good now. So once we have run the dev node, this will start a local chain at your local host. Now, what you have to do is also install and set up Cargo Stylus. And now if you see, let me go back here. It says downloaded newer image for off-chain labs, Nitro Devnode, chain info field future. Okay, running Arbitrum Nitro node. Okay, this is here. Sequencers, node track, block data, metaform is set, blah, blah, blah. Head block is not reachable. Okay, fine. Genesis was 0 state root hash. Okay, great. And there's some chain ID. Okay. A lot of stuff happened. Loaded most recent local block, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you don't have to understand all of it. Block number, block hash, fine. You should always know what these terms are. I'm not going to explain it right now. But yeah, you should definitely read about it, explore more. Block hash, block number again. Great. Okay. So it says stylus deployer deployed at address, Nitro node is running. Okay. Now, what do we do next? Once you've run that entire thing, you have to set up Rust up default NWASM target. Okay. And then you have to confirm installation. If everything is just set up, you would just go create your contract. That's what we are here for. This node is running here. So we'll do a cargo install for Cargo Stylus. Now, it will also download a few things. Again, skip. This one's going to be quick, I think. So, yeah, while all the downloads happen, you can just go through it, read things, see what you understand. We'll understand a lot of things behind the scenes, but right now what we have to focus on is first deploying a contract using Stylus, and then eventually build a dApp. There was some downloads that happened here, and that is why it is better if you guys come to sessions that we're going to do offline. We'll reveal about it more on our socials. You should do all the downloads already so that we don't take time from our workshop hours. And so it's all set up. The installation confirmation happens with Cargo Stylus help, and you can see all of these commands. Now, what do we do? So we will create a new project here, which says Cargo Stylus, new my counter, because it's going to be a counter application, and then you're going to clone into it. Now, what do? We do cd my counter, because we need to go into that current directory. So this basically generates a Rust-based implementation of a basic Solidity counter contract. Now, the Rust version will be inside our project folder, which is ready to customize. I'll show you the Visual Code part as well. So give me a minute. I will just open Visual Studio Code. So you see that the Nitro node is running, and then as we open the cd my counter file, I'm trying to show you my Visual Studio Code where you can see how the folder structure looks like. I'll zoom in the code a little bit first for you to check. Now, there are a lot of files and folders here. So there's lib.rs, there's main.rs. Now, if you check the lib.rs file, you will see that there is a Solidity contract written for the counter example from Foundry. So this is how the Solidity contract looks like. And it also says that the program is ABI equivalent with Solidity, which means you can call it from both Solidity and Rust. Right? And again, this code is template only and has not been audited. Again, it's a very simple contract, doesn't really need things like that. And then there are other implementations. And similarly, there is a .toml file which talks about dependencies, dev dependencies, what is the package, and that is what this file is for. Then there's cargo.log. This is a general structure of a Rust project. Okay. Now, if you go to counter.rs, again, example on how to interact with a deployed Stylus Hello World contract using defaults. This example uses ether.rs to instantiate the contract using a Solidity ABI and all of that. Now, not all of this has to make sense to you. while you're working on a project of your own, it should make sense that how you're going to write the code in Solidity and maybe try interacting. But anyway, what we need is this here at the moment. Okay. Now we are in the counter file and we have to check if the stylus command is working well, to see if the installation and everything has happened. And if it goes through and you get the set of commands, that means it has successfully installed. See, so now it says, okay, file used for deployment hash dot slash src slash main dot rs. So it's taking up everything. Great. Now what we do, the next step is where we do, I've already copy pasted that command because it's a big one and I don't want you to sort of go type the entire thing. So it says, we zoom in and let me move it here. Okay. So what we're trying to do is we'll do a gas estimation here. Okay. For the contract deployment, we'll see how much gas is being utilized. So this is the command that is given in the documentation of Arbitrum Stylus. So it says cargo stylus deploy endpoint, and we're doing it on local host. Right now when it's running, you can see all of those details, and this is the private key that has been given in the documentation. They've pre-funded the particular wallet, okay, so that you don't have to go for testnet tokens and all of that. But there's going to be an issue here, okay? So you will see that it says, okay, pull access denied, cargo stylus based, latest locally, and okay. So it says fail to resolve source metadata for Docker, no match for the platform in manifest. Now what happens is, even if you try to pull the image locally, it will not give you. That is happening because this command works more like, hey, Docker, I need the version for an ARM64 computer, but the publisher of this image is only provided a version on AMD 64. So if you're running it on Windows, it is probably going to work, but on Mac, it won't. Okay, so there's like no matching image for Docker and for it to download, and that is why this is not working. So it's a problem with the base image that Cargo Stylus is trying to start, and it's not working, or it does not support the Mac architecture. Okay, so even if you try to build it and everything, it would fail. Now what happens is the Cargo Stylus tool has a built-in escape hatch for exactly this kind of situation. So if you run this entire thing with a -- no verify flag, it would just bypass Docker entirely and should allow your deployment to process immediately. So we will do this. Okay. So now what we have added here is a no verify section, and rest of the command remains the same. Okay. And what is it? No, this is more like deployment thing. Yep. Okay. So return. If you get any kind of errors while doing this, you can definitely reach out to us in the community and ask. Again, we're like super supportive, and you can also refer to the Arbitrum docs in general. So this is the desired output: deployment tax, transaction gas price, and deployment transaction total cost. Okay. Now what will happen is, ideally, you would try to just go about deploying it on the local host and blah, blah, blah. So you can try running it, but then it does happen that maybe if a lot of us have been trying to run it constantly, or if the wallet that they've created goes out of test funds, it could potentially, be an error. And that is why we'll try to directly deploy it on Arbitrum Sepolia. Okay. Now I have created a random wallet for myself, and we will just go about deploying it on Arbitrum Sepolia. You have to make sure that there are Arbitrum Sepolia test tokens. You can get it as faucet from anywhere, and then just run it. Okay. Don't try to get my private key, bro. It's just a random wallet that I've created for this one. But what we have to check here is that, again, the deployment command also goes with a no verify flag. And you just have to notice that we changed the endpoint here. We're not doing any local host deployment, as well as what we've removed is the estimate gas flag from here. Okay. Because this time we wanted to do the deployment, and it says, great. It says file used for deployment hash. It mentions everything. And then it says checking whether the contract has a constructor. Great. Deployed code at address this. Deployment transaction hash this. So yeah, WASM is already activated, and that's it. You have created your first contract on Stylus and also deployed it successfully. And this is how we do with all of the upcoming, projects and contracts. And we look into our entire DApp deployment in Rust through the same. But I hope each of it is clear. If not, you can definitely reach out to us on Telegram anytime. Like, reach out to us on Twitter or whatsoever, and we'll help you with it, or reach out to the Arbitrum community as well. And yeah, that's it. Keep learning, keep building. Follow Namaste Arbitrum and Web3 Compass on Twitter and all the social medias for more guides, supports, updates, and yeah, fun ideas to discuss to build in Web3. And I'll see you in the next one. And it's going to be a fun one. Trust me.